Welcome back to Small Town Things, where I, your host, Ben, shall take you on an adventure around our community, meet the people that we get to deal with, see what life's like around here, and see if it's for you or not. Hopefully it is. Let's find out. So, we've been trying to figure out how to start off some of these episodes. I want to get more into doing interviews and to be able to introduce you to the awesome people we got around here. So, what better way to do that than to start off with myself? I got to get used to this, and this is all part of the experience. So, as I said, who am I? I'm Ben. Currently, I am living here in Gibson's. I've been here for the last 8 years, just a little over that now, and I've been loving it myself. Haven't been through many other parts of British Columbia. I really like the climate here. It's beautiful. So currently for work, I am a heavy equipment operator. It can be anything from operating dump trucks, with tandem axles, as well as operating excavators and skid steers, bulldozers. If it's got an engine, I likely know how to run it. And yeah, so that's kind of a little bit as to the introduction of myself. So, why do I feel like I should be able to make a channel talking about small town life? Well, I've been there, I've done that. Where I've been across BC is I've been in the Sunshine Coast. I grew up as a kid in Tumbler Ridge and in Quesnel, as well as living in Fort St. John, Chatwin, Dawson Creek, and then the big city life I've done is in New Westminster, Burnaby, Vancouver. I've also spent some time in Alberta, where I was in Fort McMurray there for a little bit. That was an experience. I've also got to enjoy life in Edmonton there for a while, which was a lot of fun too. But you know what? Comparing apples to apples, I do enjoy it a lot more here. So, work side of things, I have quite the resume built up over my many years of work. Why I want to express why it's important to find out what other things there are to do is because I did a lot myself. Still really don't know what I want to be when I grow up, but here we are. So, officially, I am a journeyman heavy duty mechanic, but that's more on a semi retired state due to physical health. I had a lot of injuries that made it difficult for me to pursue that any further. And I'd kind of like working a little bit more for myself than with a shop. Outside of the mechanics there, I am also a heavy duty equipment operator, as I said. And so that was doing things for construction. I've done mining. I've been in the logging industry, oil and gas industry, as well as residential customers who just want to get things done in their own yard. In my past, I've also been a welder's apprentice in the oil and gas industry. That I did not enjoy so much, and learning from that is when I decided to switch it up to heavy duty mechanics. Coldest work I've ever done was while I was welding. That was up in Tumbler Ridge again, and why I had some joint issues. So, other things I've done is landscaping, yard maintenance, handyman types of work, and sometimes, because we live in Canada, snow removal. Outside of that, I've also been a general laborer in many different sites, as well as a shop helper. I've done a little bit of carpentry there for a while. I did that side. I didn't enjoy that as much. But, hey, trial and error. You don't know what you like until you've tried it. What I did like was the demolition. I did demolition there for a while. The pay wasn't as much as I'd have liked, but you know what? When you do demolition, and I did residential and industrial, you never seem to go home angry. Just something about, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Uh, I've also worked in kitchens. I worked as prep cook and I worked the dish pit and all that stuff in there. And, I learned a lot of skills from that. Not something I'd like to do as a career, but I learned a lot that I use personally now because of it. Um, I've also stocked grocery shelves. I've worked retail, enjoyed a lot of those jobs as well too. But I don't know. I just felt like I needed to get my hands a little bit more dirty, and that's kind of the route that it went. And at one point there, I was even a martial arts instructor. Yes, do not let your eyes deceive you. This used to be a physical amazement. Got to work on that again. So once again, I'm not really an expert in much of these fields. I've just done a lot, and I got paid to do it. I learned a lot from it, and I would love to be able to let you guys know what other things there can be as an option. It's not always just what they tell us at the school counselor's office. Oh, you can pick from these jobs. You have to go to school for this. A lot of these jobs I didn't go to school for, and you can make a pretty decent living off of. All up to you to try it. Trial and error. Got to get your hands dirty sometimes. So that's why I feel like I can have a bit of a grasp on what I'm talking about for small town stuff. I've been places, I've done things, want to share it with you, make sure that you guys also understand what your future can hold. So, why I'm currently in Gibson's is, like I said before, I was living in Edmonton, and that was the last place I was living beforehand. And my wife and I were getting ready to have our first kid, and we wanted to be closer to family again. We had a lot of my family back in BC as well as her, and we just wanted to be closer to family. And then I had a chance to be in Gibson's through various work stuff and everything, and we decided that we wanted to be somewhere where we can feel a little bit more close knit with the community. Edmonton life was fun, but it was busy. Um, it was always felt like a go go go, and felt like that with most of the city life I've been in, and that's why I liked more of the small town feel myself. Is just that slower pace, and I mean you'll still have some of that fast pace bit coming in with everyone wanting to experience this life, but not bringing a changed mind where they want to be still living a city life in a small town. We'll get into that later. Outside of that, for the most part, yeah, I'm going to figure this out. Still figuring out, getting used to talking to the camera like this. I'm used to doing a more face to face, back and forth with somebody. Doing it like this for me is still odd. Bear with me. So, what do I feel like I can get out of a small town life that is a little bit harder to get or not able to do in a bigger city? Is I do enjoy a more relaxed, calmer life myself. I found that when I was living in all the larger cities, that everything had to be done like quick, 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 go, 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 and it was almost a sin to want to relax and just do nothing sometimes, or just to enjoy the nature around me. I enjoy going around and doing things outdoors here. If it involves the water, usually you can count me in. If we're going swimming, going on the boats, kayaks, speedboats, going down waterfalls, going swimming in the creek, count me in. Love it. I got more buoyancy now. I float. Less work. So, yeah, that's who I am as your host. A little bit to know who I am. And can't wait to be talking to more people, make this feel even more natural than how I am talking just straight to a camera. Because, yeah, this is still odd for me. But I'll make it work. Trial and error. So thank you again for tuning in to another crazy adventure of small town life. If you like what you saw, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and continue to follow along with the chaos of me learning how to make a YouTube channel specializing in living in a small town. Good night.